Hey everyone, FIFA Career Gems here, back with episode 2 of my FIFA 18 WonderKids Road to Glory in the Premier League. Now, a little confession, I accidentally deleted the save, meaning I had to resim the first few seasons to get the team back up into the Premier League, which they did with no problem. I pretty much kept the same squad with a couple of new additions, Fosu Mensah at right back. I also realised that I had not edited in my favourite FIFA 17 player, as you may remember from a previous video, that is Onyekuru, so I added him. And also a player who I can't recommend highly enough for you guys who are going to be starting an RTG, a Road to Glory. It's Ben Brereton from Nottingham Forest. He has got it all. He is available in the first transfer window, he grows well, he's quite affordable, and he really is a must sign if you have limited funds. And as you can see here, he's into the 4th season and he's grown all the way up to 76 with no training and hardly any game time. So like I said, highly recommend him if you're on limited funds. With my young team doing as well as they are, as you can expect, I got some decent offers from big clubs for my players. And a certain Marcus Rashford was given an offer by his former club Man United. But I'm sorry, Mr. Mourinho, no way you are signing him, he is my star player. I did notice Lafont had picked up an injury, so I did sign in Christian Fruchtel just to replace him as a backup. So we'll just stick him in as the backup keeper behind Donnarumma in the squad. When Lafont's fit, he will replace him. I will be playing a lot more matches in the Premier League just because they've got the TV package and to see how the players are doing. So I decided to set up my quick sub. So we've got Diawara coming on for Sanchez, Onyekuru coming on for Barco, and Dolberg coming on for the main man Marcus Rashford. But as you can see, I do have quite a big squad. So I'm going to put a few of my fringe players, the younger players, the players that aren't getting much game time, I'm going to stick them on the loan list and hopefully I'll get a few offers in for a few of these players. This is just to help, just in case the morale is beginning to drop a little bit, putting them out on loan should get that morale back up. So a few players that aren't getting much game time here. Mabula, he's another one. There's Zaydas again, he is going nowhere. Elena doesn't play much, so we'll stick him on the loan list. There you look, Islamir Sarr's morale is very low, so we'll send him out on loan. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Bettino can go out on loan. Yeah, Feet Arp, I love that name. And Ben Brereton, who I mentioned earlier, he can go out on loan. So first game of the season, and what a place to kick off our Premier League campaign than at the Emirates against Arsenal. The Premier League package looking nice in FIFA 18 as well. Nice new Premier League ball. And there is the main man, Marcus Rashford, with the EFL logo on his armband and still on his shirt, which is one thing that really winds me up. Come on EA, get your finger out. Surely it can't be that hard for you to put a little patch in place for us to get the new logos when the teams are promoted. So let's have a look at the players to watch. My boy Kylian Mbappe and a former FIFA career gem from years gone by, Jesus Corona, who I've not heard that much of recently, to be fair. So here we are with the Arsenal squad. My boy Mbappe looking radiant in the Spirite shirt. Again with that EFL logo. So let's have a look at the Arsenal team. Rulli, the goalkeeper with his jogging bottoms on. A goalkeeper that I rate very highly. I've loved him for the last 2 FIFAs. He usually gets up to about 90 rated. Not much change to the Arsenal side. But that is unrealistic. Sanchez is still there. And in mine and most other football fans' opinions, there is no chance Sanchez will still be at Arsenal in 4 years' time. So players shaking hands, my manager watching on, the Arsenal fans getting ready for kick-off. And let's have a little look at my Chesterfield team. So Donnarumma in goal with a generic goalkeeper shirt with no sponsor, which is something that winds me up. Solid back four, very classy midfield with plenty of pace down both flanks, and little and large up front, Mbappe and Rashford, and plenty of quality on the bench. That quality shone through and we won the game 4-0. Which is a great start to our Premier League campaign away at the Emirates. So I'll just go through the highlights with you. Yes, it was 4-0, but it could have been a hell of a lot more had it not been for Arsenal's great goalkeeper Rulli. Here he is, look, keeping out Rashford early on. And a lovely little pass and move coming up here between Mbappe and Rashford. Again, another cracking save from Rulli. Really did keep the score down. Could have been a cricket score. Playing on legendary, as I always do. But nothing really could do about this. Up and under. Headed across from Fosu Mensah. And the volleyed finish from De Ligt to make it 1-0 just before half time. Into the second half. A lovely pass and move here from Mbappe. And what a finish from Marcus Rashford to make it 0-2. Early in the second half. But just to show you I didn't have it all my own way, I had to count on Donnarumma a fair few times, and that is why he's my #1 goalkeeper. What a save that is. Even though he hasn't got no sponsor on his goalkeeper shirt, that is still a great save. And here is goal number 3. Onyekuru tried a little chip, blocked, and a follow-up volley to make it 0-3 at the Emirates to the Spirites. And to finish the rout, through on goal, great save from Rulli with his feet, and followed in by Youri Tielemans, who has been around now for the last few FIFAs, and he's still equally as good. Now the last thing I want to do is let any of these players leave on a free, so I'm going to have to renew their contracts. So what I do, I always nip into my budget and move most of my funds over to wages. I'll go into the squad hub, and I will utilise the update that happened yesterday and delegate my renewal for any contracts that are expiring. So there's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Get this deal done. Leave it all to the assistant, which is a lot better than having to go in the cutscene and do it manually. There we go, all done. So we'll just sim forward a little bit further now to the January transfer window, about halfway through the season, and there you can see we've got a nice 4-point gap at the top of the Premier League over Chelsea, Palace, Brighton and Wolves in the relegation places. So we'll also just have a look how the goal scoring chart is. Mbappe is second in that with 9 goals, just 1 behind Corona from Arsenal. Quick nip into the squad hub just to check on player growth. So Donnarumma 91. Lafont not grown, but he's been injured for most of the first part of the season, so that was to be expected. And most people growing +2s and +1s. De Ligt up to 83. Cucurella doesn't play much up to 78. He might have to become my first team left back at this rate. The midfielders all looking very good. Zedas, that man again, up to 82. Tielemans, the best outfield player so far at 88. But I think he will be beaten by Mbappe, who seems to be growing like I can't believe, with no training whatsoever. So there we can see him, look, Mbappe up to 91, so he's equal with Donnarumma for my highest rated player. And the rest of the fringe players who didn't end up getting loaned out, because I probably missed most of the deals when I was simming. So everyone's growing nicely. The next match I actually played was a local derby in the FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday. Just because it were a local derby and I wanted to see how far we could get in the FA Cup. So we'll have a look at my starting 11, which is the Premier League starting 11. I don't usually change it unless it's a really easy game, and Sheffield Wednesday aren't that easy of a game. But we should have no problems in beating them. And we actually cruised to a 5-0 victory. And we'll just show you the pick of the goals. Great little pass here into Dolberg, through on goal, and a lovely little delicate finish to wrap up the rout. Great finish. Beautiful little finesse shot. And into the next round of the FA Cup. Now I simmed the rest of the season right to the end, and the result was bing bang bosh, Chesterfield win the Premier League, something you will never see in reality. So we'll just have a little look at the final standing in the league table. We won it by quite a margin in the end over Chelsea. Burnley, Brighton and Wolves are relegated. And I actually got knocked out of the FA Cup by the team I support, Everton, which I did sim in the end, that. So unlucky in the FA Cup. The goal scoring charts, we finished top of that with Mbappe. So we'll just nip into the squad hub for the final season rating. Donnarumma 91, not grown much since the beginning of the season. Lafont up to 85 after he recovered from his injury. Fosu Mensah's grown well. Everyone's grown +2s, Lafont +1. But everyone else seems to be growing pretty well. Yep, De Ligt up to 83. I'm really thinking about making Cucurella though the #1 left back next season. Diawara growing nicely. Pulisic up to 87. Zedas up to 83. That guy does not stop growing even though he doesn't play much. Sanchez up to 85. Tielemans up to 89, nearly breaking 90. So everyone growing very, very nicely with no training. All looking good. Clive up to 83. Mbappe up to 92 with no training. Unbelievable skills. Rashford up to 88, which is surprising. I thought he might be a little bit higher. Dolberg up to 87. So pretty good growth for everybody this year. That is the end of this season. So join me next time to see how this team does in the Champions League. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. FCG out.